Hey guys, and welcome on in to another episode of Picks on Net, NHL Picks and Predictions. I'm your host, Terry Edelman, at T Picks over on X, ready to break down the Thursday slate. We've got 12 games to break down today. Of course, as I normally do, I'll be breaking down a majority of them, and then the rest of the games I'll go over in the other games on the slate segment at the end of the show. But first, we'll take a look back at yesterday and what happened on yesterday. Now, I don't remember who said it, but I remember somebody on yesterday's show said, I hope you win all your bets. And I hope that person keeps watching because you were very good luck last night. So thank you so much. Jacob Chikrin, over half a point, plus 105. A nice winner here. I did say on the show yesterday how great he was doing with shots on goal and how I was considering either the point or the shots on goal prop. I'm very happy I went with the point instead of the shots on goal prop. Ended up actually getting 0 shots. The first point he got was on an assist, which would have been a goal, but Alex Ovechkin stole it from him, tipping it in. So didn't get the shot on that one, but got the over half a point, plus 105. This one didn't look too good. Things were not looking too good for the Sabres here, and I was regretting placing this bet. But Tage Thompson, with a bomb from the blue line, scored a nice goal for the Buffalo Sabres, so plus 125. He's now scored in 6 games in a row against the Flames. For whatever reason, Tage Thompson likes to face the Calgary Flames. And to finish off the show, Matt Goldie, anytime goal, plus 175. A beautiful, beautiful goal on a shorthanded breakaway by Matt Goldie. Thank you, Sebastian Aho, for making that pass. Goldie flies down the ice, scores a beautiful, beautiful goal. And yesterday was also my premium play on the site yesterday. I told you guys, you probably knew what it was. The first time all season that I bet Wild money line yesterday. And it paid off. The Wild getting the shootout win. Jesper Wallstedt, the Great Wall of St. Paul, was just absolutely phenomenal yesterday, last night. The Wild led him out to dry for a good portion of that game. But Wallstedt is the first round pick that we drafted. He is definitely was meant to be a first round pick. And looking back at that, the Edmonton Oilers are the one who traded that first round pick to the Wild so that the Wild could move up. They moved up with the trade to Edmonton. I'm pretty sure the Edmonton Oilers would really like to have Jesper Wallstedt in net for them, but they don't. So thank you to the Edmonton Oilers for Wallstedt. And that's it. 7-1 in my last 8 plays here on the show, and 8-0 in my last 8 plays on the site. So things are going very, very well recently for me. But we will jump into the chat and see what people are thinking. Hope the 34th birthday was good. Yes, it was. Obviously, sweeping the board just made it even better of a day. So was really happy with that. Freaky Geeky came through yesterday. There you go. It's weird how Anaheim Ducks ruined an even better yesterday night. Sorry, Tim. What did you have with them? Because I know they won, but yo, Terry. Hey, Jay Stone, how's it going? Yeah, Roslovic killed my big parlay. Shocked he couldn't get a point. Yeah, I was a bit surprised as well. I had a safety net bet on a Bet365 that I did, and Roslovic point was in that. So I was a bit surprised that he didn't get a point either. And hopefully a good B-Day turns it into a great week for you, Terry. Thank you, Tim. Yeah, I'm just hoping to keep on rolling here. It's been a really, really good last couple of days, so hoping to keep it going. I like Owen Tippett. Great value. All right, yeah, we'll talk about him. We will talk about him for sure. Happy belated, Terry. Many blessings. Thank you, Bleed. Hope all is well with you. We'll be talking about your Avalanche here a little bit later on as well. So many great games on today's slate. But with that being said, we are going to jump into the first game, which is the Columbus Blue Jackets and the Toronto Maple Leafs here in this one. The Columbus minus 115 road favorites here. Toronto minus 105 home dogs, a total of 6.5 here in this one. Let's see if we have goalies. Jack Greaves confirmed for Columbus. 6-4-2, 2.79 goals against average, 904 save percentage. Joseph Woll likely for the Leafs. 1-1 with a 2.44 goals against average, 918 save percentage. He's played really well in net so far in the first couple games he's played on the season. How are these two teams doing right now? Well, Columbus coming off a 5-2 loss to Winnipeg in their last game, a 4-3 shootout win against Montreal before that, 2-1 shootout loss to the Rangers, and then a 5-4 win against the Edmonton Oilers. This Toronto Maple Leafs team snapped their losing streak barely with a 3-2 overtime win against the St. Louis Blues in their last game. Back-to-back games for the Leafs, finishing 3-2. So after going over 6.5 in 13 games in a row, we've seen 2 consecutive games go under for this Leafs team. But I think it ends at 2. I think the under streak ends at 2. Give me the over 6.5, which I got for minus 104 yesterday. I did see a plus 100 earlier on this morning, so obviously shop your lines here. Why am I taking the over 6.5 here? Well, as I said, Toronto, 13 of their last 15 games, they've gone over 6.5. Columbus has gone over 6.5 in 3 of their last 4 games. And previous games between these teams, Columbus has won 4 of the last 5. 3 overs, 2 unders. 1 game finished with 6 goals. So 1 game almost hit the over there. And Columbus has scored at least 5 goals in 4 of the last 5 games against Toronto. So for whatever reason, this Columbus Blue Jackets team comes to play against Toronto and they score 5+ goals in 4 of the last 5 meetings. So if Columbus can get us 5 goals here, I like this total going over for sure. So we'll take the over 6.5 here to start the day. And of course, we will also take a look at some players who are doing well in this one. Shots on goal streaks, nobody really with value. Kent Johnson over 1.5 shots on goal, minus 103. He's done that in 3 games in a row. So Kent Johnson might be starting to heat up here. Point props, the guys with value are Morgan Rielly, minus 113, a point 4 of his last 5 games, and Oliver Ekman-Larsson, minus 110 for a point. He has won in 4 games in a row for the Leafs. For Columbus, Zach Werenski, a point 4 games in a row, but minus 175. It would have to be a parlay piece. Kirill Marchenko had his point streak ended in the last game as well, minus 190, point in 9 of his last 10 games. So Marchenko has been consistent for the Leafs, for Columbus. Goal streaks, Zach Werenski, back-to-back games, plus 350. Adam Fantilli scored in 3 of his last 5. He's plus 230. Nothing really with power play points. Assist streaks here. Oliver Ekman-Larsson, 3 games in a row with an assist, plus 115. Charlie Coyle, back-to-back games with an assist, 3 of his last 5, plus 250. And then John Tavares, back-to-back games with an assist, minus 110 here in this game. But we will go to the chat, see what people are thinking here about this. Congrats on the big night. I took off yesterday. I went off on Tuesday with the Blackhawks game. Yeah, the Blackhawks were very good to me on Tuesday. I'm not used to saying so many nice things about Chicago. It's tough because how much I hate Chicago, but this year they're making it kind of tough to hate them with what they've been doing betting wise for me. But the Wild face them here coming up shortly, so that rivalry will get heated up real quick. He probably took Ducks in regulation. You recommended that because the money line was minus 180. Okay, yeah, that's what happens sometimes with big favorites. Robertson point or anytime goal. I was going to say wrong game, but yes, we do have a Robertson brother here in this one. Let's see what he's done. Scored against Chicago, didn't score against St. Louis. Has kind of been up and down overall. But he scored in 4 of his last 5 against Columbus. So nice pick here, Eddie. Plus 340 for Robertson to score. And he scored in 4 of his last 5 games against Columbus. So there you go. I like it. Marchenko assist. Yeah, he had his assist streak ended in the last game, but I could see him getting back on track. Fantilli loves playing the Leafs. Okay. First time here. Well, thanks for watching, Blue. Thanks for watching. The goal scorers for Anaheim ruined my night. Oh, okay, yeah. I stayed off Anaheim props. They were so good for that stretch, and then they kind of that couple game losing streak, and then haven't really got back on track in my opinion. But Yarncroc anytime goal. All right, I like it. The Leafs are incompetence even for overs. They are on my no bet list as of now, even with the overs. Okay, I can see that. Yeah, they just have not played well this year for sure. Hate is a strong motivator. Yes, I'm not a Blackhawks fan, obviously as a Wild fan, but you have to put your personal feelings aside when betting, and that's what I've done, and that's why I've been making money off the Blackhawks recently. But heading into our next game, when we'll talk about a player here who's been making me a ton of money recently. The New Jersey Devils plus 130, road dogs, the Florida Panthers minus 155, home favorites, and a total of 6. Here in this one, we'll take a look and see if we have goalies, and we do. Jake Allen confirmed for the Devils, 7-2, with a 2.23 goals against average, 916 save percentage. Allen has been great. He has been great. Bobrovsky, 9-5 in the season, 2.8 goals against average, 882 save percentage. So Bobrovsky, kind of average, but still 9-5, so finding ways to win games. Previous games between these teams, the Devils 4-1-1 in the last 6. New Jersey's had success against this Panthers team. And during those 6 games, Florida, team total under 2.5, cashed in 5 of the 6. So the Panthers have kind of had some trouble scoring against this Devils team for the last 6 meetings going under 5.5. So when it comes to the total, I would kind of lean here with the under, just based on past history. Taking a look at how these two teams are doing recently. Bear with me for a second. The Devils off a 5-1 loss to Tampa Bay. A lot of overtime games before that for them. 3-2 shootout win against Washington. 4-3 overtime win against Chicago. 3-2 overtime loss to the Islanders and a 2-1 shootout win against Pittsburgh. Florida, they've won 3 of their last 4. 3-2 against Vegas, 6-3 against Washington, 3-1 loss to Tampa Bay, and then an 8-5 win against the Canucks in their last game. So I kind of lean towards the under, but there's no way I'm betting the total here in this game. But one play I'm on, and you guys should already know what it is. Of course, new viewers, maybe not, but people who've been watching the show recently. Brad Marchand, anytime goal plus 165. Marchand has, I don't even know how to describe him. That's how great he's been for this Florida Panthers team. Scored a goal in back-to-back games, 4 of his last 5, 8 of his last 10. He's just been a machine when it comes to scoring goals. 7 of his last 8, he has scored a goal in. Now, however, he has not had success against the Devils recently. Going back to overall in his last 8 games, he has not scored against the Devils. But he's red hot right now. One of those streaks are going to end. I think it's him not scoring against the Devils. I think he finds his first goal against the Devils. Even if this is a lower scoring game, even if Florida doesn't score a ton of goals, we've seen Marchand be able to find the back of the net. So I'll take him here in this one. Taking a look at players on streaks here in this one. Shot on goal, props. Dawson Mercer over 1.5 shots on goal, minus 125. He's done that 3 games in a row, 4 of his last 5. And then Marchand, surprise, surprise, over 2.5 shots on goal, 4 of his last 6. He's got at least 3. So that's plus 122. Point props, Marchand, 11 game point streak, but at minus 200 would have to be a parlay piece. Arseny Gritsik for the New Jersey Devils, a point in 3 games in a row, 4 of his last 5. He's plus 115. Reinhart, Lundell, point streaks, 4 games, 3 games, but no value as single plays for those guys. Power play point prop, Sam Reinhart has a power play point in 4 games in a row, plus 200. So he is having success in the power play. Reinhart also has an assist in 3 games in a row, plus 135. Jesper Bratt has an assist in back-to-back games, minus 102 here in this one. But we will go back to the chat. Roger. Yes. I'm late to the party, and I missed yesterday too. It's okay, Brian. It's all good. I've been so busy this week. I did want to jump in and wish you a happy belated birthday. Hope it was fantastic. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Lundell assist and Merch anytime goal. All right. Or March. You mean Marchand? Nice. Yes. Yeah, I get the frustration with Nick in the Ducks game. Was my only angle, but I stayed off, followed my gut. New Ducks were on a first or back-to-back. Bruins wanted revenge. Even banged up. True. And the Bruins, who I thought would be a team that we'd be wanting to just not auto-fade, but they have been pretty good. They've been pretty good. Better than expected. Good analytical process, homie. Thank you. Appreciate it. The Rat. Yeah, he's just been so great. Isaacs would be proud. Yes. Hurt wing. Ouch. Marchand has 7 goals, and here's Jonathan Davis coming in with a stat that I really like to hear. Marchand has 7 goals in 13 games versus Allen. He's also scored the Panthers' first goal of the game 5 times this season. Plus 500. I like it. And early goal, scoring the first goal of the game, cashing an early ticket is great. Nothing better. Samoskevich top line, plus 128 for a point. Okay, I like that. He's getting moved. That's with Lusterinen, who was injured in a barbecue accident of some kind. But Samoskevich, I like that. Lundell, Samoskevich, and Marchand on the top line. So I like that play a lot. Happy late birthday. Thanks, I appreciate that. I'm going to wait till you finish speaking because I tend to answer as you speak. Hey, it's okay. I'll bring it up to comment after I do my breakdowns. Cool Mint Lusterina needs to stick to cooking Hot Pockets. Yeah, be careful, Lusterina. Come on now. A barbecue accident. What the heck happened there? But we will continue on along with our next game. St. Louis Blues and the Philadelphia Flyers. The Blues plus 105, road dogs. The Flyers minus 125, home favorites, and a total of 5.5 here in this one. The Flyers, 6-1-1 in the last 8 games between these teams. They've had a lot of success against the Blues. 3 of the last 4 going under 5.5. So we've seen some lower scoring games. And 3 of the last 4 between these two teams went to overtime. Taking a look at goalies here. Joel Hofer confirmed for the Blues, 2-4-1 with a 4.04 goals against average, 867 save percentage. Not very good numbers, obviously. Vladar, 6-4-1 for Philly, 2.41 goals against average, 910 save percentage. Much better numbers for Vladar. And how have these two teams been doing recently heading into this game? The Blues have lost 3 games in a row. 6-5 shootout loss to this Philadelphia team, 4-1 loss to Vegas, and then a 3-2 overtime loss to the Leafs in their last game. The Flyers on the other side, they've also lost 3 of their last 4. 3-2 overtime loss to Philly, 2-1 overtime loss to Edmonton, 6-5 shootout win against this Blues team, and then a 5-1 loss in their last game against the Dallas Stars. What did you notice about my breakdown that I just did? I said the word overtime quite a bit. Give me the draw, plus 320 here in this game. 3 of the last 4 meetings have gone to overtime. The Blues have gone to overtime 2 of their last 3. The Flyers have gone to overtime 3 of their last 4. This is just a good draw spot. So obviously a smaller bet here in this one compared to my other plays. So all the other plays in the show today, full normal 1 unit plays. This one a quarter unit play. So a smaller play here on the draw for me, as I normally do with draws. I think we can get overtime again here in this one. And I would lean with the Flyers here. I think they can get the job done here on home ice. But we will take a look at what players are doing well in this game. We'll start with shots and goal. Jimmy Snuggerud over 1.5 shots and goal. It's minus 150, so it would have to be a parlay piece. But he's done that in 4 of his last 5 games, 7 of his last 10. And in the game he faced against the Flyers, he had 2 shots in that one. So very small amount of success against the Flyers. Christian Dvorak for the Flyers has scored in back-to-back games. Has a point in back-to-back games, plus 144. He also has a point in, let's see here, go back a little bit further. Yeah, 4 of his last 5 games. A 2-point and a 3-point game during that stretch. So having a lot of success right now for Philly is Dvorak. And he also has a point in 4 of his last 6 games against the Blues, with 2 3-point games during that stretch. So Dvorak could definitely be a good play here for a point prop. Robert Thomas, you would have to use that as a parlay piece at minus 145. For new viewers, minus 135 is my cutoff point. And for props, around minus 125 is usually my cutoff point for single plays. Goal streaks, Christian Dvorak has scored in back-to-back games for the Flyers, plus 490 in this one. And assist streaks, Robert Thomas assist, 7 of his last 10, 4 of his last 5, 3 games in a row, plus 110. If you're looking for a Blues prop, I would look at Robert Thomas assist here in this one. Below back to the chat. Players doing some dumb shit lately and getting injured. Yeah, apparently. Marchand and Gensel, first team goal scorer, plus 4,500. Okay, I like that, Hal. Yeah, I'll be talking about Gensel and Tampa at the end of the show in the other games on the slate segment. I hope the Blues get the worst record in the NHL and still miss out on McKenna or a good prospect. Worst team in expected goals against and goals for. Yeah, the Blues have been awful. I just hate to see Jordan Binnington doing so badly. It makes me so sad. No, it doesn't. It's not like they didn't try them Blues. Yeah, but not getting success, not getting the results. Tippett, Zegras, Dvorak, 1 point each. I like that. Off the field, ice and court. Yes, for sure. But we will continue on along with our next game. The Washington Capitals and the Montreal Canadiens. The Caps, plus 115, road dogs. The Habs, minus 135, home favorites. And a total of 6.5 here in this one. Should be Charlie Lindgren in net here for the Capitals on the second night of a back-to-back. 2-3-1 with a 3.16 goals against average and an 893 save percentage. Samuel Montembeault for Montreal, 4-5-1 with a 3.56 goals against average and an 858 save percentage recently. This Montreal team got off to a really hot start, but have really come down to earth hard during their recent stretch of games. They've lost 4 in a row, 5-1 to LA, 7-0 to Dallas, 3-2 to Boston, and then a 4-3 shootout loss to Columbus in their last game. So Montreal will be looking to end this losing streak. Looking at previous games between these two teams, obviously these teams just faced each other in the playoffs last year. The Caps going 4-1 in that series. Washington also 3-0-1 in the last 4 regular season games. So the Caps have had success against Montreal. When it comes to the total, 5 overs, 3 unders, 1 game finished with 6 goals. Looking at the goalie matchup we have here in this one, I think we do get a high-scoring game. I think the over 6.5 is a good play. But for me, sticking with the hot hand, we're going right back to Jacob Chychrun, over half a point here in this one. Obviously, we cashed on him last night. Going right back to him again here. Points in 5 games in a row for the Capitals. 2 points, obviously, last night. And he's got points in 3 games in a row against the Habs and 5 of his last 7. So has had success against Montreal. Montreal is giving up a ton of goals right now. So I'll take Chychrun just to get a point, plus 115 here in this one. I do think the Habs find a way to win this game. But at minus 135, no interest for me. Ovechkin's heating up. A point in 3 games, 4 of his last 5, 3 in a row, minus 135. Another defenseman to keep an eye on for the Caps, John Carlson. A point in 4 of his last 5 games, plus 105. Shots and goal streaks. No guys really with a ton of value with the shots and goal streaks. Ovechkin has scored in 3 games in a row, 4 of his last 5, starting to heat up. Mr. Ovechkin, plus 180 to score. That could be a good look here. No power play point streaks. Jacob Chychrun, assist, 4 of his last 5 games, plus 182. So if you don't like the plus 115 price that I have here in the point, you want to go with the assist at bigger plus money, you could do that here. Connor McMichael has an assist in 3 games in a row for the Capitals, plus 260. And then John Carlson, 3 of his last 5, plus 135 to get an assist here in this game. Yeah, go Wild. Wow, Bleed is in a good mood. He's in a good mood. Hey, if you check out play, I know it's very early to look at that, but if playoffs started today, it would be Wild and the Avs in the first round. What a series that would be. Dvorak, Tippett, Zegras have 5 goals and 10 points when the two met last week. Okay. Dvorak plus 154, Tippett plus 118. If you add Zegras minus 162, you can make it a parlay plus 370. I like it. Tippett anytime goal plus 250 and plus 800 for the first Flyers goal. Very nice stats, Jonathan. I like it. Canadians, right? I think they find a way to win, but minus 135 is right at my cutoff point, and I just don't feel like taking them with how they've been playing. I can't. No. Karma's a bitch. That's what you get for trying to steal Marchand's puck. Exactly. But he was doing really rough before that as well. That's a no. Well, I lean that way, but it's totally up to you. Capitals money line, I wouldn't go that way. No. Second night of a back-to-back. The Caps are 0-3 this season in the second half of a back-to-back, and Lindgren has started all 3 games. The over is 2-1. Yeah, so no Montreal, but no Caps either. Would lean with Montreal. McMichael and Leonard, a point each if they continue playing together. Yes, I know. Both had big games yesterday. I like it. Team total over? Yeah. Team totals. That would be a good way to look in this game. Chychrun and Carlson point combo plus 290. Assist each is plus 475. Wow. Okay. They don't play together, but the way this Habs team has been giving up goals, not a bad look. Oliver Captain has scored the first goal for Montreal 5 times, plus 1,100 for the Montreal first goal. And I've remembered seeing his name a lot when it comes to the first goal. So nice stats there, Jonathan. McMichael did get bumped down to the third line. Oh, no. I hate that based on history alone. Yeah, I think the Wild could, but no. I shouldn't say the last team I want the Wild to face would be the Avs, but I would rather not face you guys in the first round. Thank you. No problem. But speaking of the Avs, our next game is the Rangers and the Avalanche here. Rangers plus 175 road dogs. The Avs minus 210 home favorites, and a total of 6 here in this one. Taking a look at goalies here as I continue on along. Nobody yet confirmed, but actually I should refresh because I've been on the show for a bit here, so we could have some news. Scott Wedgwood likely for Colorado. 11-1-2 with a 2.17 goals against average and a .917 save percentage. Honestly, if you put him on any other team, I don't think his record is 11-1-2. That's for sure. But plays in front of a great defense and is doing really well this year. So can't take that away from him. Shesterkin, unconfirmed, 7-7-2, 2.43 goals against average, 911 save percentage. Here, Colorado, 7-0-3 in the last 10 games between these teams. 5 of the last 6 have gone under 5.5. So we do see lower scoring games between these teams. And 5 of the last 6 have gone to overtime. So for whatever reason, we see a lot of draws when these two teams face each other. And no play here for me on this game, but I would lean with the draw. Rangers haven't gone overtime in back-to-back games, 3 games in a row for Colorado. And one of the reasons why I'm not on the draw here, if you look at Colorado's recent games, 9-1 against Edmonton, definitely no draw there. 5-4 against Vancouver, 4-1 against Anaheim, 6-3 against Buffalo, 4-1 against the Islanders. So the Avalanche are winning games by 3, at least 3 goals recently. Not what you really want when you're looking for a draw. But the Rangers back-to-back losses by 1 goal. So, hey, heavy draw history between these teams. The Rangers 10-9-2 in the season, 9-2-1 on the road. The Rangers have just been a completely different team on the road than at home. Colorado 13-1-5, 7-0-2 at home. The value here is with the Rangers at plus 175, but I have no interest in betting against this Colorado team right now. So ultimately, this game is a pass, but obviously wanted to break it down here. Looking at guys on streaks, shots on goal, Arturi Lehkonen, over 2.5 shots on goal, plus 103. He's done that in 4 of his last 5 games. Gabriel Landeskog, over 1.5 shots on goal, plus 110. He's done that in 7 of his last 10 and 4 of his last 5. So he's heating up. Alexis Lafreniere, over 1.5 shots on goal, plus 100. He has done that in 6 games in a row against Colorado. So Lafreniere likes to play Colorado. No, Lafreniere, they're not still in Quebec. They're in Colorado, but maybe there's a different reason he likes to shoot the puck against them. I don't know. Will Cooley, a point in 4 of his last 5 for the Rangers, 7 of his last 10. He's plus 130. There's some value there. Brock Nelson for the Avalanche, a point in 3 games in a row, plus 106. And he's also had success against the Rangers, a point in 6 of his last 7 against the Rangers. Goal streaks, Martin Necas scored in 3 games in a row, plus 165. I'm not taking Necas because I've kind of been on the wrong page. Me and Necas have been on the wrong page this year. He scores, I take him, and he assists. So we're not playing that game here today. That's for sure. Assists, streaks, Artemi Panarin, 4 games in a row, plus 115. Makar, 4 games in a row, but minus 165. You're never going to get any value on Makar assists. That's for sure here in this game. But we'll continue on along here. Avalanche puck line. I could see it with how they're doing. I could see it. Good value for the blue shirts. Yeah, and really, overtime. Yeah, there's been a lot of draws between these teams. But the Avalanche, maybe if you want to bet the draw, you should look at this game live. If the Avalanche are kicking ass early, then maybe stay off. But maybe if it's a close game early, maybe it could stay a close game. Brock Nelson, anytime goal. Yeah, good luck for sure. He's actually been a really underrated goalie. Very smart. Wedgwood is by far better than what we've had since Frank Hughes. Yeah, no, I'm not saying. I'm just saying if he was on a different team, his numbers would not look like what they are. That's just how good Colorado's been. So I'm good then. Yeah. Avalanche money line parlay piece. I like that. Here. Personal grudge, perhaps? No way. No, not at all. Necas, goal 7 of his last 8 at home. That's good numbers. Definitely a good look. And yeah, you could bet it live. But next game, 2 more, and then the quicker rest of the game on the slate segment to break down the rest. Big slate today, obviously. The Dallas Stars minus 140. Road favorites, the Vancouver Canucks plus 120. Home dogs, and a total of 6.5 here in this one. No yet confirmed goaltenders. Jake Ottinger unconfirmed for Dallas. 7-4-2, 2.91 goals against average, 894 save percentage. Kevin Lankinen, 4-5-2, 3.43 goals against average, 890 save percentage. How have these teams done against each other in the past? Well, Dallas 4-1-1 in the last 6 meetings between these teams. 3 of the last 4 have gone over 6.5. The Dallas Stars, more of an under team, especially recently here. 3-2 loss to the Islanders in their last game ended their win streak. Dallas 12-5-3 in the season, 6-1-2 on the road. The Canucks 9-10-2 in the season, 3-5-1 at home. The Canucks have not been having success. 5-4 overtime loss to Colorado, 5-3 loss to Winnipeg, 4-3 overtime loss to Carolina, a 6-2 win against Tampa, but an 8-5 loss against the Panthers in their last game. So the Canucks definitely have been a high-scoring team and giving up a lot of goals. And what do you not want to see when you're giving up a ton of goals? A guy that's shooting the puck 5 to 6 times a night and scoring 2 to 3 goals each game over his last 3. Jason Robertson, anytime goal here for me. it's pretty basically explainable here. He has scored in, bear with me for a second, 4 games in a row. 1 against Ottawa, 2 against Montreal, 3 against Philly, 2 against the Islanders. How many shots? 6 against Ottawa, 7 against Montreal, 6 against Philly, and 5 against the Islanders in his last game. How has he done against Vancouver? Back-to-back games, he hasn't scored against them, but he scored in the 3 previous games against the Canucks. Robertson goal. One of my favorite props on the slate today with how he's shooting the puck, how much he's shooting the puck, and how many goals he's been scoring recently for the Dallas Stars. Other players to look at here, shots on goal props. Jason Robertson, 4 of his last 5, over 3.5, plus 105. Rope Hintz, back-to-back games, over 2.5, plus 140. Guys on point streaks, Kiefer Sherwood for the Canucks, 4 of his last 5 games, plus 109. Jake DeBrusk, 4 of his last 5, plus 113. Jason Robertson, over 1.5 points in 4 of his last 5 games, plus 190. Mikko Rantanen, no value, but on a point streak. Definitely a good parlay piece. Elias Pettersson, 4 of his last 5, but minus 142. Tyler Seguin, 4 of his last 5 games with a point, plus 110. Definitely value with Seguin. Robertson, as I mentioned, for goals. Jake DeBrusk, back-to-back games with a goal. 4 of his last 5, plus 240. And then Drew O'Connor for the Vancouver Canucks has scored in back-to-back games. 3 of his last 5, plus 725 for Drew O'Connor. Power play points. Jake DeBrusk, 4 of his last 5 games, plus 375. Quinn Hughes, 4 of his last 5 games, plus 130. The Stars players kind of had their streaks ended here, but Mikko Rantanen, power play point in 3 of 5 and 7 of 10 against the Canucks in the past. And then assist streaks, Mikko Rantanen assist, minus 120. 4 of his last 5, 8 of his last 10 games. Lots of guys in streaks here to talk about in this game. The over maybe. Yeah, not a bad look. Team total overs again. I don't know first period over stats here. I'm not a first period over kind of guy, but I would assume with the way the Canucks play that the first period over would be good as well. Natchez has scored the Avs' first goal 5 times this season. Okay, and for the last 9, all the first goal of the game. Plus 165, plus 650. Very nice. The other Robertson anytime goal. Yeah, this is the one when you mentioned earlier. I thought you just skipped ahead because this is the Robertson that I've been thinking about. But yeah, I like it, Eddie. Zibanejad has scored the Rangers' first goal a league high 6 times and 3 of the last 5. Okay. Fox, McCarr, Natchez, Cooley, Point Lay. I don't hate it. I love it. Play of the day. Yes, he's hungry today. He's hungry every day. He's been really hungry the last few games for sure. I went to the Wild versus Canes game yesterday. It was sick. Oh, Robert. Robert is a Canes and a Wild fan. So, yeah, you must have loved that. I hit Jackson Blake 2 goals plus 1,600 because you laddered him for that. Very nice. Very nice. I was going to pizza putting it in instead of 20. Okay. Robertson has 6 goals in 11 games versus Lankinen. I love it. Jamie Benn 1 from 400 goals. And yes. Very good numbers. Matt Robinson, Stars fan, and obviously a good hockey capper as well, posted this. So he knows his Stars. He posted this earlier as well. Jamie Benn, 1 goal away from 400 in his career, and he's playing in his hometown. So Jamie Benn goal is a great prop. And thank you, Sanju. I knew it was somebody, but I couldn't remember offhand. But it was you who said, "I hope you win all your bets." And yeah, we have the same birthday. I should have remembered that. I'm sorry. But thank you, Sandra. I appreciate that. You were very good luck to me. So thank you. And you won all yours too. Perfect. Exactly what I want to hear. Exactly what I want to hear. Quinn Hughes, 2 assists. Not a bad look. Petty has 4 goals in 6 games against Ottawa. Okay. So there's so much you could do with this game for a props perspective for sure. 9 Vancouver overs in a row. Yeah. They just can't stop the puck, but they can also score. Rent an assist, 8 of last 9. I like it. Tuned in just in time to see my boy Robo ready to make Terry some more money. Let's go Stars. I love it. I do. Continue on. Ben plus 550 to score and plus in the first goal is plus 2,500. Very, very nice. Very nice. Plus 1,600. Yes, very nice. But final game I'm going to be breaking down, and then we'll get to the rest of the games on the slate segment. The LA Kings and the San Jose Sharks. The Kings minus 180, road favorites. The Sharks plus 150, home dogs, and a total 5.5 here in this one. The Kings 4-2 in the last 6 meetings between these teams. 3 games in a row going over 6.5. Taking a look at goalies, Anton Forsberg confirmed for the Kings, 3-2-1, 2.96 goals against average, 890 save percentage. Yaroslav Askarov, whose numbers are improving for sure because they were really rough to start the year, but 6-5-1, 2.98 goals against average, 904 save percentage. When I look at this game here, I want to bet the Sharks. I do. San Jose 9-8-3 in the season, 5-3-3 at home. They have been a really good team. They started the season. Let's see here, 2-6-2, and then since then they've gone 7-2-1. So San Jose much better recently than in previous games. But I would kind of prefer this game to be in LA. Because the Kings on the road, 9-2-2 in the season, 10-6-4 in the season overall, just had their win streak on the road snapped with a 2-1 loss in Washington. Now coming home, kind of home, same state, and they've been played on. They had a day off yesterday, so I don't know if they went home to LA or not. I would assume so, but now heading to San Jose. I lean here with the Sharks. I do. I lean with the Sharks in this one. Guys on streaks here, shots on goal, props. Adrian Kempe, over 3.5 shots on goal, plus 144. He's done that in 5 games in a row. So shooting the puck a lot. Quinton Byfield, over 2.5 shots on goal, plus 136. He's done that in 4 of his last 5 games. Point props with value, Alex Laferriere, who has a point in 4 of his last 5 games, plus 115 here in this one. And goal streaks, Fiala kind of had his goal streak snapped. Celebrini just scored a hat trick in his last game. 3 goals, 3 games before that, no goals, but was scoring before that. Celebrini, another guy that I've goal assist, I would just use his point as a parlay piece, which is how I would go. Power play point streaks, Celebrini and Eklund both have power play points in back-to-back games. Celebrini plus 190, Eklund plus 300. And that's basically it for this one. Continue on along here. Celebrini over 1.5 points plus 180. You could go that way. I could see it. Quinn Hughes has 10 assists in the last 3 games. Wow. 3, 4, and 3. Yeah, that's just insane. Like I said, that Canucks team is scoring. Anton Forsberg confirmed for LA. All right. Brant Clark assist and the return of Corey Perry. Celebrini 2 points. Okay, I like it. Team total over for the Sharks. Which is minus 110. I like that. That's actually I actually like that better than taking the money line. That's a good way to look at this game, actually. Kings flew back to LA after the Caps game. Yeah, Kemper stayed in LA and will play tomorrow against Boston. Okay, perfect. Thanks. Brant Clark has 2 goals in 2 games against Askarov, plus 600. Okay, very nice. And yeah, Kempe on a 5-game streak. Yeah, he's been shooting a lot for sure. Be careful with Laferriere. He's now in the 3rd line with Deneau and Fogle, as the new top line is Byfield with Kempe and Fiala. Perfect. Thank you, Jonathan Davis. Yeah, you obviously want guys higher up in the lineup, especially with shots and goal props as well. Less ice time, less shots and goal. But other games on the slate. I will now quickly run through the other games that I did not break down. The New York Islanders and the Detroit Red Wings. Detroit 4-1 in the last 5 meetings between the teams. 3 of the last 4 under 5.5, but 4 of the last 7 over 6.5. So kind of all over the place when it comes to the total in that one. The Islanders have been playing well. I don't want to step in front of them, but don't really want to take them here in this spot either. Emil Heineman. He has a point in 4 of his last 5 games, 8 of his last 10. He's plus 127, and he has a point in all 3 games against the Detroit Red Wings. He's also scored in all 3 games against the Detroit Red Wings, plus 340. Now, and I did take his goal in the last game, and I'm not in this one because, again, I can't remember who it was, but somebody commented on a show a few days ago saying, you're taking Heineman, he's only getting 1 shot on goal. And I was hoping he would get more shots on goal, but his last 3 games, 1 shot on goal in each game. So that's going to keep me off his goal prop here, but he's had a lot of success against Detroit. Other guys with point streaks that have value here, Moritz Seider, 7 of his last 10, 4 of his last 5. He's minus 110. Goal streaks, Larkin, 4 of his last 5, plus 155. Lucas Raymond, back-to-back games with a goal. Assist streaks, Lucas Raymond, 5 games in a row, minus 120, 7 of his last 10. I was close to looking at Raymond assist, didn't pull the trigger. Moritz Seider assist, 4 of his last 4 games in a row, plus 120 here in this one. Edmonton and Tampa Bay 3-1 in the last 4 back-to-back games under 5.5. Edmonton, Tampa Bay, 2 teams that I'm not really focusing a lot on this year. Edmonton both of these teams, their player props are usually pricey, overvalued. There's just no value on them for the most part. Jack Roslovic had his point streak end, 4 of his last 5, 8 of his last 10, minus 115. Maybe he gets back on track here. Shots on goal, Matthias Ekholm. I mentioned him yesterday. Over 1.5 shots on goal, minus 120. 5 games in a row. Bouchard, over 2.5, plus 100. 4 of his last 5. Jake Gensel has scored in 4 of his last 5 games, plus 160. He's scoring a lot. Kucherov has scored a back-to-back games for Tampa Bay. And Connor McDavid assists, minus 218. No value there. Leon Draisaitl assists, minus 134. Still out of my range, but 3 games in a row for him with an assist. Seattle and Chicago. Seattle 5-1 in the last 6 meetings between these teams. 3 of the last 4 have gone under 5.5. I would lean with the under there in that one. I believe Spencer Knight is confirmed to be playing here today. I guess he is. Joey Decord unconfirmed. A battle of Decord and Knight. I could see that game finishing 2-1. So I would definitely lean with the under there. Guys on streaks for those teams. Bear with me for a second. No shot streaks. Andrei Burakovsky facing his former team. He's got a point in 7 of his last 10, 3 of his last 5. And he has only played one game against Seattle, but he got a point there in that one. Minus 123 for a point for him. Eli Tolvanen, 3 games in a row with a point, plus 115 for the Kraken. Connor Bedard has scored in 4 of his last 5 games, plus 140. I would look at Bedard goal. Power play point, Tyler Bertuzzi, 4 games in a row with a power play point, plus 260. And then Matty Beniers has an assist in 3 games in a row, plus 160 here. This one, Vegas at Utah. Vegas 2-1 against Utah last year, 2-0-2 to a total of 6 in previous meetings between the teams. Looking at guys on streaks here with value. Pavel Dorofeyev, over 2.5 shots on goal, minus 113. He's done that in 4 of his last 5 games. Point props. Shea Theodore, 0.45, plus 105. Logan Cooley, 0.45, minus 120. Pavel Dorofeyev, 0.3 in a row, minus 110. Let's see here. Assists, streaks, not a whole lot there. And then final game is Ottawa and Anaheim. Anaheim 3-1 in the last 4 between these teams, 7-3 in the last 10. So the Ducks have had a lot of success against Ottawa. 1-2-2 to a total of 6. So 1 over, 2 unders, 2 games finished with 6 goals. Player props here. As I mentioned earlier, the Ducks have kind of cooled off here when it comes to streaks. Jackson Lacombe over 1.5 shots on goal, minus 115. He's done that in 3 games in a row in 8 of his last 10. So Lacombe is shooting the puck a lot. Recently, Benik Seneki has a point in back-to-back games, 3 of his last 5, plus 115. No one for goal streaks, no one for power play point streaks. Assist streaks, Benik Seneki, back-to-back games, plus 227. And Cutter Gauthier, back-to-back games with an assist, plus 150. And that is it. That is the Thursday slate. Whole bunch of games today on the slate. Kopitar is now the 2C. Okay, with Kuzmenko and more. Okay. Wedgwood confirmed. All right. Pass for me. All right. Kopitar has played against the Sharks 98 times in his career. Wow, and it's going to stay at 99. Because I believe this is the last meeting between these two teams this year, unless somehow they face each other in the playoffs. But I don't know. Hell no on that prop. I'm not sure which one you're talking about because I just went through so many. But you're taking the Ducks plus 110 tonight. They're sick. All right. It definitely feels like hockey time. It's so freaking cold. Oh, you live in Vegas. Nice. Very nice. Heineman has also scored the Islanders' first goal 5 times. Had scored the first goal of the game in 3 straight prior to the Dallas game. Yeah, he's been good. James Schwartz has scored the first Seattle goal 5 times. Eberle has 3 goals in 3 games first night. Okay, I like it. Kempe got a score today. It's been 6 games already. Yeah, eventually, hopefully. Best of luck tonight, Terry. Thank you, Bleed. You as well. Braden Bowman, over half a power play point, plus 375. Both goals for Bowman on the power play. I like it. Thank you, Bud. Best of luck. See you later. You as well. Thanks as always, Terry. You too, Hal. 1 shot. Oh, the 1 shot per game. Yeah, Heineman. Yeah. When you're betting goal props, you kind of want more than 1 shot a game. That's for sure. But thank you guys for watching. Best of luck on the slate today. If you're looking for premium plays, I do have a side and a total, both over on picksandparlays.net. Link is in the description below. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys here back tomorrow for another episode of Picks on Net, NHL Picks and Predictions. Thanks, guys.